If your team keeps making mistakes or falling behind, there's a really good chance it's not a people problem. Hey, Internet friends, it's Joe, and welcome to another episode of Simplify, Focus, Scale. And in today's episode, I really want to talk about some common assumptions that we see every day in business. They become so common that we treat them as normal, and in fact, they should be anything but normal. We hear this surface itself in phrases like, my staff isn't capable, this person doesn't care enough, we need better people, we need more people, things like that. And most leaders are just defaulting to blaming the team instead of looking at the true underlying cause of their problems. Because in most cases, the issue isn't the people, it's the process they're working in. Because even great people are going to struggle with a broken process. Recently, I addressed this with a client who owns a financial practice, and the big challenge was that they were losing a lot of business during the onboarding process. So start to finish, that process was taking well over 2 weeks, and clients were getting frustrated and saying, you know what, forget it, I'm just going to stay with my current advisor. And what we found, because the complaint that came to me from the leader of that team was that the staff couldn't be trusted. The staff was asking too many questions. The staff was the problem. And what we really found when we started diving into it was that the process was broken in many, many ways. Now, we could talk about all the duplicative steps, the unclear handoffs, the inconsistent workflows that were there. But what was really happening was that people had no idea where to go and what to do next. And everything involved going back to that leader and saying, okay, where do I go next? Well, the leader was busy doing the sales process for new clients. This was taking away her time from revenue generating activity, and she couldn't trust her staff to get things done. So we came in, we made several changes, but the first thing we did was we illustrated the process, and then we just took a big red marker and started marking out all the things where the process was breaking down and where people were unsure of what to do, or where they were making the same data entry into multiple systems. All of those things were addressed. By simply illustrating the process, we were able to find the opportunities to make it better. Over the course of just under 30 days, we were able to eliminate an underperforming staff member, and we were able to shorten that onboarding time frame from 2 weeks to less than 3 days. 3 days from 2 weeks. That's a huge difference in that space, in that business. And what we found from that is that people perform based on the system that they're placed in. Okay, we all know that tools and assets are multipliers of what you have in effect, but so are the people. People can't be efficient in an inefficient business. People cannot make decisions when there is no decision framework, and so on and so forth. So you have to remember as a leader that if you have an unclear process, you're going to get an inconsistent output. That inconsistent output is going to lead to more frustration. Frustration for you, frustration for your team, frustration for your clients and your customers, frustration for the vendors that you work with. But most importantly, that frustration feeds blame. And blame feeds resentment. It feeds the quiet quitting effect we hear about. It feeds the quiet firing effect that has been making the news. So when you stop and think about it, by not addressing this one thing, this one core component, you're having that ripple effect throughout your business and the way your business is perceived by others. So if that same problem keeps showing up, it's usually not the people. It is the system they're working in. And fixing that is where real progress starts. And remember, when it comes to scalability, it's not about size. It's about sustainability. That's where true scaling starts. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys know the drill. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, And drop a comment below if you'd like to talk about this a little bit more, or you can reach out to me on the website. The website is jpcoachingnow.com. The links are below as well. And from there, you can also follow me on any of the socials. Give me a call, shoot me an email, send smoke signals, whatever works for you. But until next time, I want to thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week in our next episode of Simplify, Focus, Scale.